Welcome to Indie Beacon Radio, where creative souls can find help in marketing their creations. You can send questions for each show on Twitter using the hashtag IndieBeacon. Now sit back and enjoy learning about our guest for this show.
Hey, good evening. This is Rox-burkey, and I'm here this evening with my dear friend, Elizabeth-rentz. Not only is she an author and a Texas author, but she's also an executive transformational coach and a motivating professional speaker, and she is just amazing. So welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, we're going to have some fun this evening. I want to start off in talking about your November 17 book that you released, and it's fascinating to me because the title alone just captures you. Reinvent, rediscover your passion, refuel your purpose, and reset your life. What in heaven's name got you on the path to write this book?
Really, I think the main thing was I didn't take care of myself. And let me explain that just a little bit.
Okay.
I was running a bank recruiting firm for Texas Independent Banking. And when 2008 hit, everything collapsed. The real estate market collapsed. Banks did a bunch of changing. And one thing would have been okay, but it wasn't just happening to me. A lot of the lenders that I was working with and had placed were finding themselves without jobs. A lot of the CEOs that were running banks were finding themselves being bought out. And I had more and more people coming to me and wanting jobs, and I couldn't find them. And it was really very, very stressful because, you know, when you go into a business, when you have a passion for a business and you're doing that, and that passion is helping people find jobs or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden you can't do it. And you have more people than you know what to do with, just wandering around begging, and I realized, well, I really wound up getting sick. I wound up in bed for a month with my arms on pillows because I couldn't move. I had stressed myself to the absolute limit. Wow. I couldn't stir a pot of water. I couldn't open a bottle of wine, nothing. And laying in bed, you start thinking. And I realized that I was not the only one that was going through this change. But I realized I couldn't help anyone until I got through it. It's that, you know, the oxygen mask in the airplane falls down, and you better put yours on first before you can help others. And that's exactly what it was. I had to figure out how to help myself make a change, whatever change that was going to be. And that's what led up to writing the book, because I found other people that would help me. I found different processes. I learned about myself. I learned about others. And that's really what the book is. How, you know, making a change, reinventing yourself is a process, and it's a lifetime process. It's called change. We all do it. We just hit bumps in the roads that are a little more heavy duty, so to say, than others, and they give us a start. And we've got to figure out where to go and what to do. So that's the book, was where to go and what to do.
So when you put this book together, did you have the goals in mind of what you wanted to accomplish by writing it? Was it really for your ability to reinvent yourself or to offer a path? Or both?
It was to offer a path, because when I sat down to write the book, it took me 6 weeks. I had
Wow.
it in my head. I had been, but what you have to realize is what went up to that. You know, you're talking about a year of studying, of looking, of trying to find a way, of trying to figure out. And this was all, you know, the accumulation of everything that I had been doing. So it just kind of fell in place when I sat down to write it. And I didn't know I was going to write a book. It was there.
Okay. So it just kind of, it was almost like a catharsis kind of a activity, it sounds like.
I think so, because one of my processes is to journal. And I think all that writing, all that journaling just kind of finally came to fruition, and there was the book.
I think that's remarkable, and it's certainly a good guide for other folks that are just wanting to be able to do that. So it almost begs the question, how often do people need to consider this as something they need to do, the reinventing portion?
When your heart starts hurting. And that's really the simplest way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all, well, first of all, we all reinvent ourselves continuously. We grow.
Okay.
It's just that some reinventing, some changes are more difficult, or we don't want to acknowledge them, and that drags it out. But because we have an aching in our heart to do something with ourselves and to do that different, it's kind of like you've got to figure out what is your road less traveled. We don't want to do it because we have fear. We're afraid of jumping into a change, and and when we come to realize that fear is an illusion, we break through that, then we move forward and do whatever it is we want to do. But it's making that decision to take that first step and being gentle on yourself. I say that throughout the book.
Okay. So it sounds to me like taking a chance, doing the dreams as is part of the discussion about the book, having that dream, that doesn't mean you're always going to be exactly where you want to be, right?
Absolutely. Change is a challenge, especially when it's a major one. I mean, people that face job changes or life changes where all of a sudden they've reached that 55, 65 years of age and they're out of a job. And where do you go from here? What do you do? One guy told me, he says, I've lost my identity. I was speaking at a group, and he just said, I've lost my identity. I don't know who I am anymore, because the job was who he was. And so many times, being a mother, being a wife, being a husband, those are so much of an integral part of our life that when it's not there anymore, it's really hard to move forward and figure that out. That's why you've got to discover what is your passion deep inside and give yourself the freedom to look at it.
So part of what your book provides is a method to allow people to actually be honest with themselves and map out their passion, because it's not your passion. It probably wouldn't be my passion. It would be their own uniqueness, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are all the same in our humanness, but we're so individual. And the way we look at things, Nope. You are the only one in this whole world that is like you. There's nobody else. And when you stop,
not even twins, huh? Twins,
no.
Twins don't have a. Okay.
But when you really sit down and think about that for just a minute, it's almost overwhelming, because then you realize the importance that you have to take care of yourself. Nobody else will. It's no one else's responsibility. It's your responsibility. And you have to be, I think anyway, gentle with yourself, but also understanding that this is a gift. It is a gift to the world of who you are, and there's somebody out there that wants to see the real you. And when you touch that person, it just makes all the difference.
So, you just mentioned something very curious to me, and that is having somebody see the real you. Could it be that you want to see the real you, your own self, looking in the mirror and going, yeah, I like what I see? Is that a part of it, or is it all about how others reflect on you?
No, I think the major part is how you see yourself. We put so many rules and regulations that we grew up with. We take all of that on. I grew up in the years where a child sat down and didn't move. You didn't say a word. You sat and you listened to the adults. You never talked back, or you got punished. So I grew up with that feeling that, okay, I can't go after what I want. I need to listen to somebody else tell me what it is that I can have. And when you and that hurts. When you grow up and you don't let yourself out of that frame of thinking. And
there you go.
When you really look at yourself and say, I want. I mean,
and Elizabeth, this is a perfect place to make a pause. I want to take a break and hear from our sponsors, and I want to come back and talk about some of the scariness that people feel in doing this. It's perfect timing. So stick around, everybody.
Remembrances from the Heart is a compilation book of heartfelt eulogies and poems that honor the deceased and comfort the living. Beautifully illustrated and spiritually written by Christian author Vicki Valen Johnson, who has created an artistry of words that will be healing for those suffering and inspiring to those listening, offering a sensitive message behind each passage. This cherished table book is available worldwide or at a Christian bookstore near you. For more information, please visit remembrancesfromtheheart.com.
A new online bookstore, indielector.store, is unlike any other. Indielector.store offers great prices from top indie authors and supports authors at the same time by paying them more for their books. Indielector.store has a readers club that gives you free books and special deals. Watch the Indielector.store continue to grow before it opens in the fall of 2019 at indielector.store.
Howdy, I'm John Cruder, the Midnight Marauder. I guess you might say that I'm a vigilante who rights the wrongs I see along my many travels to balance the scales of justice, especially those of the corrupt and murderous members of the Town Council of Bandera, Texas. You can follow my many adventures in a series of Midnight Marauder books written by Roy Clinton on Amazon.com and TopWesterns.com. Or if you prefer, listen to my adventures in audiobook form by downloading them from Audible.com or iTunes. This is R. William James, the voice of the Midnight Marauder.
Do you love to read great new ebooks? Visit EBG247.com. Be the first to discover the next bestseller. At EBG247, we have the web's largest selection of great new book reads, from that amazing new fiction or nonfiction to horror, romance, and fantasy. We even have today's best children's books. That's EBG247.com. New books arrive daily, and all ebooks start at just 99 cents. If you love to read, then you'll love EBG247.com. Low prices, large selection, and an easy-to-use website. It's all only at EBG247.com.
Headlines. Cryptocurrency vultures are circling around failing governments. Darknet predators are rushing to market with their newest digital product. They promise economic salvation, even as they coupon clips straight from your digital wallet. The newest techno-thriller installment from Breakfield and Berkey, The Enigma Source. Book 10 of the Enigma series continues the combat of cyber good guys versus cyber thugs set in today's digital landscape.
Hey, welcome back. This is Rox-burkey, and I want to continue the conversation with my dear friend Elizabeth-rentz, author of Reinvent, Rediscover Your Passion, Refuel Your Purpose, Reset Your Life. And we have left off, Elizabeth, kind of talking about some of the scariness of reinventing yourself and how that can become a barrier.
Very much so. But I think one of the things that helped me to break through was the realization that in order to be true to myself and really take care of myself, I had to let the fears go. It was very important to do that. I couldn't help anyone make a change, move forward, until I did. And I think, for me anyway, it was when I realized that, it was like, I want other people to know this. I want people that are held back to know this. So I had to break free. It was important for me, and it just changed everything that I do. I mean, my whole life has changed. I mean, 3 years ago, I never would have dreamed that I would have gone to a business meeting and spoken in front of 1,500 people. For a child that grew up being told to keep her mouth shut, that was remarkable. And I mean, for people that are scared of public speaking, and there's a lot of people out there, this was a real big challenge for me. And I did it. And I'm doing more. And I'm not just small groups, but big groups.
And that's one of the wonderful byproducts of you taking this lunge into this reinventing yourself. Now, I know that you really do the professional speaking and motivational speaking with people to overcome the old label of children should be seen and not heard, though I think it kind of applies to children, but it shouldn't be an ongoing through your entire life kind of behavior. So what have you learned since you put this book together that has helped you with some of your speaking engagements?
Oh, I think I learned that the only way to take care of myself is to understand at a very deep level that fear is an illusion. And I can do anything that I want to do. And I've learned that there are lots of things out there. I mean, one of the things that's happened is my husband and I have started a business together. I would have never imagined that 3 years ago either. And something your listeners probably don't know. I'm 70. My husband is 80. And
wow,
we are running around like people in their 30s. my neighbors all tell me that when they grow up, they want to be like us. So, I mean, age is a state of mind.
Mhm.
And fear is an illusion. And reinventing is just another change. I am going to be reinventing myself probably again and again. And it's just embracing that and moving toward it and realizing it can be fun. Yes, there are challenges, and yes, there's times you're going to do a double take and wonder, oh my God, what did I get into? But then you get past it and you move forward, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
So once you reinvent yourself one time and take that control, does it get easier?
It gets more fun.
Okay.
I think that's the way I want to put it. It gets to be fun because all of a sudden the challenges, however big they are, and there are challenges. It's not like the challenges get smaller, but you don't have the fear of them as much, and you know that you're going to come out on the other side just fine. It may be tough. You may shed some tears. You may have a lot of angry times and wonder why me. But then when you get through it, you stop and you realize, I did it again. And look where I am. Look what I've done. And that's the beauty of the thing.
Sorry. So you said that when you decided to finally write this book, you wrote it really fast. And part of that you commented on was journaling. But, we have listeners out there that, may want to have that extra nudge to get their book out. What would you recommend to those aspiring authors out there to help that be part of their reinvention?
You have to know why you're doing it. And most of that needs to be about you, not about somebody else. We say, but I want to help people, which is my goal too. I mean, both with this new business my husband and I have started and with my book and with my speaking, I want to help others. But I have a passion inside of me and an understanding of why I did it. And a lot of that why is because I needed to be me. And the accepting of the responsibility of making that happen. My book says that too. The number one thing you have to do is accept responsibility.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and that's probably harder than the fear, because it's so easy to blame somebody else or to let somebody else take the initiative and move you. But when you take that responsibility, and that is scary, then you realize you're on your way. Then you've stepped out onto that road less traveled. Then you're really defining what your purpose is, and that's the main thing.
So now that we've gotten people fired up about this story and what it can do for them, where is the best place, or where can people purchase this book and start learning these lessons?
Well, there's a couple places. Of course, it's with you all in the Texas Authors Bookstore. I'm also on Amazon, so they can reach me there. And then I also have it on my website, which is breakthroughyourway.com.
Okay. And is there a place on there where people can send you notes and get a reply kind of thing, like an email or something along those lines?
There is on one of the other pages. They're welcome to fill out something and send that. But I am also on LinkedIn. But if they want to just address me personally, my email is elizabeth@breakthroughyourway.com.
Now,
And
the other
I
thing
love
that you
to
do.
I love to get emails.
Oh, cool. The other thing that you do a lot of, I know, and it's increasing, is the speaking thing that you do. So it just begs the question, people that want to hear you speak and even perhaps have a chance to chat with you, what are some of your upcoming venues that we can let people know in the last couple of minutes of our discussion?
Well, right now I'm don't have anything set up where they can come. Everything that I'm doing right now is corporate that have asked me to come in and do workshops and talk with them.
Okay.
I'm hoping to do some other stuff, and I'm certainly open. So if anybody out there wants me to come speak to their group, let me know. I'll be happy to do that.
Awesome. And your website will certainly notify people where you're going to be. The email right now, because of the holidays too, probably is the best way to get a hold of you, Elizabeth, right?
Absolutely.
And I know from our correspondence, you're a very good responder, so it doesn't languish in your inbox. So let's have that website again where people can reach out to you.
My website is breakthroughyourway.com, and my email is elizabeth@breakthroughyourway.com.
And I think this is amazing. You need to go out and you need to take a look at Reinvent, Rediscover Your Passion, Refuel Your Purpose, and Reset Your Life by Elizabeth-Rentz. Any last words, Elizabeth?
I want to thank you for having me. I've totally enjoyed this. I do feel like we're sitting by the fireplace chatting, which is what we should be doing tonight.
Well, yeah, and that hot tea is really good.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll talk again.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Texas Authors is proud to be a supporter of IndieBeacon.com, a website that supports indie authors from around the world. If you are looking for help with marketing or getting published, IndieBeacon.com can assist you. Years of experience by the founder is available to any indie author looking for help. IndieBeacon.com, a place for creative souls to find help in marketing their creations.
I am Grace Allison Blair, an award-winning author, motivational speaker, and modern mystic. I have combined spiritual and psychological principles in my nonfiction self-help books under Grace Allison and fiction books under Grace Blair. Go to modernmysticmedia.com to find Do You Have a Dream? 5 Keys to Realize Your Dream, and my novel, Einstein's Compass, a YA time traveler adventure.
Hello, Texas authors. My name is Randy James, coming to you from my Carrollton recording studio, where I spend time writing and producing commercials for my radio endorsement clients, as well as my private freelance clients. I'd like the opportunity to help you sell more books with a commercial like this and get listeners of Dear Texas Radio excited about your title, all at a special introductory price, available to members of the Texas Association of Authors. Call or text 214-762-1942. That's 214-762-1942.
Have you ever thought what you would do if you had to put your life on hold to parent your parents? Charlotte Cannon has lived the journey caring for 3 parents with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. Her book, You Have to Laugh to Keep from Crying, How to Parent Your Parents, is a survival guide for adult children caring for aging seniors. Her book is available at books.txauthors.com, Amazon, or your favorite bookstore.
Thank you for listening to Indie Beacon Radio, where creative souls can find help in marketing their creations. To learn more about Indie Beacon services, to be a guest on the show, or to advertise on our show, please visit our website at indiebeacon.com.